Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading a multi-character questionnaire by me. So let's get into it. Kokushibo. Kokushibo is a very reasonable person. Responsible. Someone you're used to being, well, reliant on, at times. But he's never had to rely on anyone. You've never seen him rely on you, or anyone else. You couldn't imagine him doing that. You couldn't imagine him needing anyone in the way that you needed him. You knew that he loved you and needed you by his side, but the way you depended on him was different on the way that he counted on you. But today, it may be the day that you finally see that side of him, the side that's vulnerable, the side that confronts his weaknesses, the side that goes through pain, just like you do, just like how all of you do. You'd never had to see it before, because of how much he tried to be strong for you, no matter how things could be so difficult for him. He knew you were out there. He knew he had to stay strong. He had you. And he didn't want to worry you. Not now and not ever. So, for those words to get to his head, to the point where you're woken up by him, mumbling in his sleep and waking up startled at night with a shriek, it says a lot about what has been going on in his head the past couple of days. He's startled, barely able to breathe, and you were already woken up by the sound of his scream. But he looked at him, trying to blink the sleep away from your eyes, to look whether he's okay or not. You saw the worry, the concern, not for himself, but you. He held you in his arms. He looked over your body. He looked in your eyes. You're okay. You're okay, Mayan. He repeated over and over, just to calm himself, maybe to calm you down as well, but it was not calming you down. You held him as tightly as you could, cupping his face gently in your hands. What's going on? Were you having a nightmare? He nodded after some silence. There was embarrassment in that nod, and you could see it. He couldn't look you in the eyes once he had calmed down. He didn't like that, though. Of course he would have a nightmare. That was normal. Loving someone meant worrying about them. If he had a nightmare about you, then it wasn't bad. It wasn't something that made him look less strong or bad in your eyes. So that's why you leaned in, kissing him gently. It's all right. It's all right, my dear. But know that I'll always be here by your side, and I won't allow anyone to take me. I'm strong too. Not anyone can take me down, especially with you here too. So I've got nothing to worry about. All right? He smiled, kissing your cheek. You're right about that. I shouldn't be worrying at all. He says he knows some worries will still remain, but he'll do his best to wave them off, especially when you now know of his problems and what he's going through. Muichiro. Muichiro has seen a lot of things. He's been through a lot of things, and yet, well, the fears in his mind never truly go away. But then again, when would they? They don't go away easily. They stay there, and they haunt him. He knows he loves you. He knows he loves you more than he's ever loved anyone or anything. Seeing your smile fills him up with hope for tomorrow. He knows he wants to be with you as long as he lives. But he's had to wonder, many, many times, whether there would be a time where he would lose you, where he would live and you would not. And the possibilities frightened him. and the likelihood of that happening, it was terrifying. He couldn't imagine living without seeing you anymore, without hearing your voice, seeing your eyes or hearing your laugh. It haunted him. He never wanted to think about that. But sometimes, even someone's mind could not be kind to them. And that's exactly what happened with him. The nightmare that made him wake up with a yell in the middle of the night and frighten you, conjured out of his own cruel mind. You were frightened at first, hearing him yelling in fear like that. And you woke up, trembling a little bit and looking around to see some danger, but then he was right beside you. There wasn't anyone else. It was just the two of you. So you knew it had to be a nightmare. He was sweating, and he was trembling a little bit. You pushed his hair away from his face, holding his hand and squeezing it. Muichiro, I'm right here, darling. You're okay. You tell him. But he's shaking, and he seems to be too zoned out to notice. I'm right here. You'll be fine. And that's when you take him in your arms, kissing his cheek sweetly. Now come on, tell me, what was it about? No, Wyon, I can't talk about it. Why not? He just shakes his head, and that's when you know it was too bad for him to say a single thing. He stays with you for the rest of the night, refusing to leave your arms. You already have a couple of suspicions about what the nightmare may be, and for that reason, you decide to stay by his side. Perhaps you were not as strong as him. Maybe you couldn't protect him from all the evil in the world, and maybe your presence alone could not assure him of things being alright. But at the very least, you could be there. You could tell him that you'd be by his side, no matter what, and no matter where or when. You'll be here, and you'll always love him, and always remind him that you'll be together forever, no matter just how hard life tries to separate the two of you.